Makari. My name is Cindy Scarberry. I'm the Executive Director of the Opry Heritage Foundation of Oklahoma, and one of our programs is the Granville School of Music, and we are sharing a 4-part program of lessons and songs and games from the Shona culture of Zimbabwe. I had the pleasure of going there in 2006 and learning these things from wonderful people there with the Ancient Ways nonprofit. And so it's my pleasure to come back and share this with you here in Oklahoma and or wherever you're watching it from. So this is part 3. You can still watch this if you've not played the other lessons, but if some of these things that we are reviewing sound interesting to you, I encourage you to go back and watch those other lessons as well. So we're going to start off a little bit with some more language. Last time we talked about how to say good morning, mangwanani. We did good afternoon, maskari, good evening, maneru. And today we're going a little bit further in how do you have a conversation as you're greeting. Relationships are really important in the Shona culture, and respect and greeting each person that you meet with eye contact and being respectful to them. And so these are some things that are important as you are learning or as you're trying to become part of that environment. So this is a conversation. If someone said mangwanani and they said good morning to you, then your answer could be right back to them, mangwanani. So it's like good morning, good morning. Now if they said makasimba, are you strong? Or how did you sleep? Are you strong? Did you do well? And you could answer ehe, which is yes, ehe. All right, so you've got mangwanani, makasimba, ehe. Very good. So that's kind of a conversation that you could say. If you wanted to go further, instead of just saying yes, if you wanted to say yes, I am strong. Notice this word makasimba, are you strong? Now down here, instead of the ma, we have the nda. Remember when we talked about how the Shona language changes that beginning part of the word, and nda means I? So you're still going to say the kasimba, makasimba, are you strong is the question. We're going to say ehe, yes, nda kasimba, I am strong. Very good. Now, if you really wanted to show extra respect to these people that were asking you if you were strong, are you feeling well, then you could say takasimba. And that would be appropriate if you're answering to a large group or to more than one person, or if you just really wanted to show this person a lot of respect, then you would say ehe takasimba. Very good. So play with that language, play around with that and have conversations with each other. Remember, you could change out good morning and make it good afternoon. Maskari, maskari. Makasimba, ehe, takasimba. Very good, and that will impress them so much that you're trying to learn their language. When we were there, we were so excited that we wanted to try and speak the Shona language, and they were so accepting to us. Everyone we met was excited to help us learn their language, and we're just honored, and they thought it was really great that we were trying. So if you're trying and you're putting your most effort, people will be very patient and understanding and help you as you're trying to learn more about their culture. All right, so now it's time for our warm-up. Last time we learned a new hand clapping game, so let's stretch and get warmed up, and then we'll use our 2 games that we've learned already, Imberi Shere and Amina, to help us warm up our bodies. So let's stretch up tall, stretch one way, stretch the other way, roll your arms back, roll your arms forward, shake out one side, shake out the other side, shake out a leg, shake out the other leg, shake it all around. And let's get our voice warming up today as well. So we're going to start low, woo, and go high. And then we can go from high, woo, Woo! To low. Try that with me again. We'll start low and do a siren up, and then kind of start middle and go up and come back down. Try it with me. Here we go. Woo! Very good. Try again from the middle, up and down. Woo! Good. Take your head from one side, your ear over your shoulder, roll it to the other, and back around. Nice and warmed up. Very good. Imbedi shade. Here we go. Imbedi shade. Imbedi shade. Kurujiki kubosque imbedi shade. Kurujiki kubosque imbedi shade. If that was confusing to you, you can go back to lesson 1 and we'll really break it down for you. Here is the game we learned in lesson 2, the hand clapping game, Amina. Try to be my partner. 1, 2, here we go. Amina, Amina Kadea, Simorea, Amina Wan Shamsa, Pio Box, Malandela, Malandela, Gumpepe, 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 Amina Jujixim. Good. Same thing. If that was too fast and confusing, go back to lesson 2 and you can learn more, and that game will be broken down for you. We have a new game today. This is a fun game called Zenyamare. Now this one, where in Mberi Shade, you could translate the words into English. And Amina, we could not translate. They're just kind of fun vocables, kind of words that don't mean anything. Zenyamare is a song that we can translate, but in this context means something completely different than what we're saying with our words. So that's the fun thing about language. And you know that in English as well. In our own language, it's confusing. Sometimes words don't mean what we're saying. We have metaphors and we have all these different things that you say one way and it can be taken so many different ways. It's the same in many cultures, or probably all the cultures. We just have to find out what is the intent, what is the context, and then you make those decisions about what it means based on that information. So this game, let's talk about the language first, and then I'll teach you the song, and then I'll teach you the game. And we have some of our students that are going to show you how it's played. So, Zenyamare. Let's try that again. I should just do Zenyamare. Zenyama. Very good. Re, do, Zenyamare, Zenyamare. Good. Je, ka, wa, jekawa, che, ka, a, cheka. Now, if you are joining us in lesson 3 for the first time, let's go back and review what these vowels look like. An A in the Shona language is going to be pronounced ah. E is going to be pronounced a. An I is pronounced E. And O, and U, A, E, O, U. All right? And that makes it a little easier. Now, if you're looking at Zenyamare, jekawa, cheka, then Zenyamare, jekawa, cheka. I wonder if you notice a difference in the first phrase and the second phrase. I'm going to sing it for you and see if you can figure out what that difference is in the way it looks and the way it sounds. Zenyamare, jekawa, cheka, Zenyamare, jekawa, cheka. What did you notice? Was there anything different? Listen again. Zenyamare, jekawa, cheka, Zenyamare, jekawa, cheka. I think you figured it out. That's right. There's 2 A's up here, and there's only 1 A the second time. Did Miss Cindy make a mistake? No, that's the way it was taught to us. In the Shona language, if you wanted to hold this out longer, then you add the vowel again. If you want it to be shorter, then you just put 1 vowel there. I thought that was fascinating. In our language, if we're going to say it longer, we might put some dashes or put something, or in the music world, we would put a half note or a whole note or a fermata to make it hold longer. But in the Shona language and culture, you just add the vowel on there longer. So cool. So now let me teach you the melody. Please be my echo. Zenyamare do. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka, jekawa cheka, Zenyamare do, Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka, jekawa cheka. Now when you have 2 phrases like this, these are also called the question phrase and the answer phrase. And have you ever noticed that sometimes when you ask a question, it kind of ends up a little bit higher when you're talking, like there's something else coming? We don't have all of the answers yet. And then when the answer comes, it's more final. We end with a lower tone because that is it. That is the answer. Well, in music, the question and answer phrase also sometimes works like that. The question phrase might end up or on a chord that sounds kind of different, like, ooh, that can't be all that there is to offer. And then the answer comes back and it ends final. It ends in that tonic. It ends in that number 1 chord. It ends on do. It ends in a way that you know that is the answer and it's done. So that's the way this melody is. The melody on the question phrase ends a little bit higher, and then the melody of the answer phrase ends lower. Good, so let's sing the question phrase. I'll sing it first. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Now you try it. Ready? Here we go. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Very good. Now let's sing the answer phrase. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Very good. All right, so this time let's sing the question and follow it with the answer. Question, answer. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, sing. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Good, and you'll get to hear that over and over as we show you the demonstration of the game. But before we do that, let's talk about what this means. In Shona, if you were to put this in and get the direct translation for it, it means this meat of ours or this food. We're going to chop it up and mix it up. So this food of ours or this meat of ours, I'm going to cut it up. That's kind of weird to be singing, this meat of ours, I'm gonna throw it up and roll it around. Ooh, that sounded gross. That's not what it means either. It means I'm gonna mix it up and have, chop it up. But in this game, who we're mixing up is the person in the middle of the circle. In this game, it means we're gonna give this person in the middle a really hard time. So now let's bring in some of our friends from Granville Music School, and they're going to learn how to play it with you and give you a little demonstration. All right, so on Zenyamare do, one person is going to be the leader. And so right now, if you guys will do what I'm doing as I'm doing it, okay? So here we go. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. Zenyamare do, jekawa cheka. So you notice I'm just singing the words and doing any kind of motion on the beat. So any underlying pulse, it could be your legs, it could be on your head, it can be anything. You can be doing kind of this kind of motion, whatever you want to do. And the rest of us are going to do the same motion that the leader is doing. But this means this meat of ours, I'm going to cut it up. That's the literal translation. But in this game, what it means is this person in the middle, we're going to give them a really hard time. We're going to mess with them, and we're going to try to confuse them, mix them up, and let them try to figure out who's the leader. So you've got to figure out your strategy. So let's say you're the leader. I don't want to be turning and watching you like this. I may just want to kind of watch my friends here in my peripheral vision and do what they're doing, knowing they have a better view of her. And we're going to try to make it as difficult as possible on that person in the middle. So you can stay on the one for a little bit, but at some point change patterns, do something to do that, okay? So let's let each one of you practice just being the leader, and we know it, just so you have a chance to get used to doing the movements with the song. And then we'll let somebody volunteer to be the first one that we give them a really hard time. Okay, all right, so who wants to go first? Okay, so I'll start it, and then when I do this, then you become the leader, okay? And we'll just go right around, and when you get tired of being the leader, send it to him. When he gets tired of the leader, send it to you and back to me, and then we'll do the real game. Does that make sense? All right, here we go. Zenyamare do, jeka wa cheka, Zenyamare do. 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 Now practice not looking at me and still doing the same. Zenyamare do. Jeka wa cheka, Zenyamare do. Jeka wa cheka, Zenyamare do. Jeka wa cheka. Very good. All right, so who wants to be the first one in the middle that we give a hard time to? All right, close your eyes. This person, I'm going to just keep walking around in a circle to kind of confuse your brain, mix you up. Don't be cheating. Don't be looking. And this person is going to be the leader. Raise your hand if you want to be the leader. All right. This person is the leader. Here we go. Zenyamare do. Now you can look. Cheka. Try to pick. Zenyamare do. Jeka wa cheka, Zenyamare do. Jeka wa no ka, Zenyamare do. Jeka wa cheka. Yay! Very good. It's a little easier when you just have a few of us, but that's a fun game. Nicely done. All right, very good. So that's something. And then since you were that person, you would be the next one in. So come on in. Close your eyes. And I'm going to choose somebody to be the leader, and it's going to be... All right, here we go. Zenyamare do, jeka wa cheka, Zenyamare do, jeka wa cheka. Very good. All right, right to basa. Very good. All right, do you guys still have your instruments from last time? Come on back and let's have a seat. Today, last time we talked about beat, rhythm, and accompaniment. We accompany music sometimes with playing on the beat, sometimes playing the rhythm of the words, and sometimes creating our own rhythms based on what we think sounds good to create the accompaniment. Today we have a new word. Turn around and face this way. This is ostinato. Everybody say ostinato. Ostinato. And an ostinato is a pattern that repeats itself. And so it can be any pattern that if it keeps repeating itself, then it becomes an ostinato. So I put repeat signs here. Now usually in music when you see repeat signs, it usually means just repeat it one time. But for today, as we talk about ostinato, I'd like for you to keep repeating it until I ask you to stop. That make sense? All right, so we have, last time we did some different body percussion, but today I want to use some of those to do lap, lap, clap, clap, clap. Lap, lap. And that's going to be your ostinato. And we're going to use a song from the first lesson to do while we do this ostinato. Keep that going. Don't let me mess you up when I start singing. Ngatsangane navo vaenzi, ngatsangane tive muri imwe, na Jesu nyamonimweya, tire gere kutsaruka. Nice! Now you can try it on your instrument. Can you play that same rhythm on your instrument? Practice with it in a minute. There you go. All right, so let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Ngatsangane navo vaenzi, ngatsangane tire kure imwe, na Jesu nyamane mweya, tire gere kutsaruka. Very good. Let's bring back some of those rhythms that we did last week with our body percussion. So this one's pretty easy. Once you play it with me, instead of doing the clap, we're going to do the pattern. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry. You can use your instruments or your hands, whichever you choose. Which one do you guys want to do? Instruments. All right, let's do it. 1, 2, ready, here we go. Good. Now last time we played stomp, stomp, snap, stomp, stomp, snap. Let's put that on our instruments this time. Ready, go. Stomp, stomp, snap, stomp, stomp, snap. Good. This one we did make it rain, 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 make it rain. How are you going to play that on your instrument? Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Good. All right, let's try it. Here we go. Make it rain, 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 make it rain. Very good. I like it. And then the last one is kind of a different combination of these. Actually, it's this one we've already done. We did the lap, lap, clap, clap, clap. Last time we did clap, clap, stomp, stomp, snap. All right, so I'd like for you now to choose which one of these you liked the best and decide to make that line your ostinato. What was an ostinato again? Good, a pattern that repeats itself. So if you choose this one, you're going to be our beat keeper, and you're going to play right on the beat, and when you get to the end, you're going to do it again. Okay, if you choose this one, dun, 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 dun. If you do this one, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. You're going to keep going back, or bump, 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 bump. Okay, which one do you like? So you're going to play the second one. Good. How about you? Make it rain. Make it rain. What are you going to do? Do number one. All right. So why don't we do this? Why don't we start with you? Then we're going to bring you in. And then we'll bring in make it rain. Make it rain. Are you ready? 1, 2, ready. Here we go. And you keep that going. Are you ready? Here you go. Bum, bum, bum. Are you ready? Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Now can you keep that going while I sing? Make it rain, make it rain, make it rain, make it rain. Good, here I come. Na sangane na vorayenzi, na sangane tive muri imwe, na Jesu nyamane mweya, tire gere kutsauka. Yay! My tabasa. Very good. All right. All right. So Zenyamare is a game that you can play with lots of people. But if you just have one or two people around, this is a game. Guru Ndiani is a song and a game that is really for two people. But the way you can do it is if you have more than two people, you can have a lot of people around singing and clapping and helping them, and then have a tournament. And if one person is strongest and they win, somebody else can challenge them, and you can go back and forth. This is one of the few games that I learned when we were in Zimbabwe that was actually competitive and that there was a winner. In the beginning, every time they would teach me a game like Imberi Shure or Amina, I was always looking, because I'm that competitive spirit, I was always looking for, how do you win? But how do you win? And they kept just looking at me and shaking their head and smiling and saying, Miss Cindy, it's just for fun. We play to play. But this was one that was competitive. So if you like to compete, this might be your game. So it is called Guru Ndiani, which means who is the strongest. Now you may find in this game, strongest doesn't always mean muscle. It might be who is the trickiest and who is the strongest in their mind and can come up with a good strategy. And Jongwe is rooster. Who's the strongest rooster? So let's try it. So please be my echo. Gu, ru, guru. And remember that R when I just said ru, but it's really, we kind of do a little flip with that R. And we're not really trilling it, but just a little, kind of like a D. Guru, guru. There you go. Ndi, a, ni. Now remember, ndi is one syllable, ndi, or it's one sound together. You do the n and the d. Ndi, a, ni. Ndiani, Ndiani. Good. Jo, ngwe, ngwe, jongwe. Very good. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Good. Now let's learn the melody. Let's learn how the tune goes and how the notes sound high and low. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. That one's the strong rooster. Jongwe, jongwe. Good job. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Same thing. Now remember in our last song, Zenyamare, we talked about a question phrase and an answer phrase. And remember, the first question phrase sometimes ends up higher, and the last one, the answer, sometimes ends lower. Let's see if that works here. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Notice jongwe is the same both times. But here we have the question and the answer. Here, let's try it one more time. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. So if you are watching or playing this game, you are going to be singing that while staying on the beat. And now we're going to bring up some of our Greenville kids so you can all learn it together. So this song sounds like this. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Can you put the beat in your lap? Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Guru Ndiani, jongwe. Very good. All right. So that beat, that underlying pulse, you're going to be jumping. So let's practice that first. On one foot, you have to decide which foot is going to be your strongest. Whichever one you choose, you have to keep. You can't switch in the middle of the game. So if you start on your right, you have to end on your right, okay? We're going to jump to the beat of the song. All right, are you ready? Your hands have to be behind your back. Because in a moment, if you were to get close to your opponent, the only thing that could touch would be your shoulder, okay? Not your elbow, we're not flapping wings, and not like slamming your shoulder, but just the side part of your arm is the only thing that could possibly touch another person in this game, okay? But first, let's just practice jumping to the beat. 1, 2, ready, and Guru Ndiani, Jongwe, Guru Ndiani, Jongwe, Guru Ndiani, Jongwe, Guru Ndiani, Jongwe. Who's tired? Just me? Okay. All right, now this time we're going to try to move around. So try to jump around anywhere in the open space to the beat. Okay, I'm getting you ready. I'm helping you with your strategy before you take on an opponent. Are you ready? Ready, and Guru Ndiani, Jongwe, Guru Ndiani, Jongwe. Go different directions, honey. Jongwe, Guru Ndiani, Jongwe. All right, and stop. Whew. All right, so who the strongest rooster is who can keep their foot up the longest. If your other foot comes down to catch your weight or to catch you keep you from falling, then you did not win, and the other person is the strongest rooster. Okay? So, since you guys are in the same household, we're going to let you go first. And what you do is we stay around on the outside, and we're singing and clapping, keeping the beat. You two are trying to decide who is the strongest rooster. If you decide that you want to go towards them and challenge them, the only thing that could touch is just bumping a little bit the shoulder. You're not hitting, you're not spearing, you're just a little gentle nudge. But think about strategy. You know, you might come towards them and then fake them out and juke and jive a little bit. So decide, you've got your Thunder basketball on. Think about your offense, think about your defense, what you want to do. Are you ready? Yeah. We're just going to clap and sing for it. We're ready. Be gentle on nudges. Guru Ndiani, Jongwe, 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 Guru Ndiani, Jongwe. Good job. Go away from the cameras. Guru Ndiani, eh. Guru Ndiani. They're close. Oh, did you fall? Guru Ndiani, Jongwe. Go. Good job. Strongest rooster. I couldn't tell if your foot went down first though, so. All right, how you feel? Tired. That one takes out a lot, but that one's a fun one if you're needing to get out some of your frustrations. It's just kind of fun. All right, great job. I hope you're not too out of breath after Guru Ndiani. I don't last very long in that game. After a few times, I am done. So I hope you had fun with that one. For our closing today, we're going to review the song that we learned in our last lesson, which was, I always called it Vaskana Vakataura, but we learned the real title is Basa Dacia Tarpeza. That's the actual title. But we're going to sing it today to the girls, to the boys, and then to everyone. But I wanted to teach you some of the movements that you see in a lot of different choirs that are doing songs from different parts of Africa. They like to add some movement to it because very rarely do you see a culture that is so musical just stand like this and sing. They want to have some movement in their bodies to help the sound be a little bit more fluid and help to go through that. So today when we're singing it, I'd like for you to try just kind of loosening up a little bit and step one direction and then bring your foot in, step the other direction and bring your foot to the side. So you might just do right step, left step, right step, left step, right step, left step, right step, left step. Now a variation of that that's kind of cool when you get a lot of people together is when you do the step and you're bringing this other leg to join your right leg, to just kind of turn your body. So we're kind of making a U. So we do a right step, left step, right step, left step. And the same thing, so I'll do it from this way. If I'm coming this way, when I bring this foot over, I'm just turning my body to join that way. And then when I go this way, I'm going to turn my body like this. So we're kind of making a U. Right, left, right, left. Let's see if you can do that with me. Now, I'm going to be your mirror. This is where it gets confusing sometimes when you're watching a video or you're watching somebody and you're facing me and I'm facing you. This hand, if you follow me like a mirror, do your hands up and down, this side, even though it's my left hand, this is your right hand. Okay, so when I say right, we're going to go this way, and when I say left, we're going to go this way. So let's see if you can stay with me on this. So go to the right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Good, I like it. It sometimes gets confusing when you start asking your brain to sing, to step, and to watch, and to do all of those things at the same time. So let's see if we can do that. If you want to focus on singing this first time, just to review how it sounds, that's fine. And then try standing up and joining us. Or if you want to focus your body the first time and just working on, can you stay with me and not get ahead of me or not go too fast or too slow, and see if you can stay with me and let me sing it. Some of us, our brains work better to do our body first and then our voice. Other people, it works easier for them to do their voice first and then add the body. Find out which one is easier for you. Go this way, that way, this way, that way. To your right, left, right, left. Vaskana vaka taura ande. Tava kwenda asiba satasia tapeza. Tava kwenda, tava kwenda, tava kwenda asiba satasia tapeza. Vakumana, vakumana vaka taura ande, ande tava kwenda asiba satasia tapeza. Tava kwenda, tava kwenda, tava kwenda, asiba satasia tapeza. Tose, tose taka taura ande, ande tava kwenda, asiba satasia tapeza. Tava kwenda, tava kwenda, tava kwenda, asiba satasia tapeza. How'd you do? Good job. I'm glad some of you, I bet, maybe got off for a little bit. But the great thing about musicians is if you get thrown off by something, you can just stop and come back in again. And as musicians, we have to learn to adapt and do that, because there's always sometimes changes in tempo, changes in when to come in. And if you can just be musical and go along with it and come back in as you can, then it makes it so much fun for everybody. I hope you'll join us for our last number 4 lesson next time, where we'll still learn 2 more games and some more language, as well as review some of the things that we've done so far. So let's say goodbye. Tonana.